Okay, so welcome to another update on the crypto markets for the forthcoming week. We'll take a look at basically Bitcoin, all of the majors, and basically have a look at some technicals to give us an indication of where we might be heading into next week. So last week we did pretty well. We nailed some key levels, and we spoke about not selling into weakness into here after a 40% decline with no real bounce, and we're looking for entries and reasons to go long, okay, and also been respecting this main trend line over here, which we said we got some multiple touch points that you can see over here, and then we've got that move to the upside, which gives us our first indication that we're basically moving a little bit higher, okay. So can we find any other reasons to potentially go long here and to give us any clues about where the market might be headed? Okay, if we look over here, looking pretty good. Okay, we've broken this main trend line out of here, which is actually really important. And if we dial in a little bit on the lower time frames, we can actually see that that we've got this really nice breakout, and currently have this retest, which is really nice. Okay. And this gives me an indication that we're moving higher, okay? And I would expect the market direction for next week to basically move towards $53,000 to $54,000, okay? The first point of invalidation for this would be a break back into the trend line and really a break below 48K, which is this little pivot low over here. Might give us an indication that we're not quite ready yet, but I'm still expecting that the likelihood that we move higher next week rather than lower is there, okay? And remember, why did we talk about 54,000, okay, is we talked about basically this big zone, okay, over here. Okay, well, we are going to likely face some big resistance, and I would expect to see some sellers stepping in. Probably just thinking this is some kind of dead cat bounce, but you know, in an ideal world, what we want to see is maybe move up here, rejection's fine, somewhere in this region, and maybe we consolidate, create a little bit of a base, okay, which would be really good, and then we can maybe use that to propel ourselves higher moving into January next week. But that's kind of the main scenario that I'm looking out for, okay? So we've really got this, like I said, this 53 to 53.5 really is the main region, and then we also had a look at basically some gaps on the CME, which some people don't really seem to talk about, but it does seem that we do like to basically magnetize our way towards filling these gaps, and that again is at 63.5. Sorry, 53.5. And if another thing that if you look at over here, you don't want to necessarily cherry pick your trend lines, right? But you do want to find trend lines that even previous trend lines that have quite a lot of touch support. So quite a lot of trend lines that have quite a lot of touch points, okay, and even old ones, and you can sort of see that around here, okay, we've got this line moving over here. Where we kind of got quite, you know, multiple touch points over here. Does that coincide with anything? This price range moving into next week is somewhere between that 53, 54. So I would have this as a region to look out for you know, any for basically our first point of resistance. So that's basically how I'm looking for that. And so long as Bitcoin stays in this region, okay, we've held the weekly on the RSI. At the levels that we were looking out for, which was about this 47. Okay, we spoke about this zone, and we're holding it at the minute quite well. But like I said, I'm expecting something to play out like that. And so long as Bitcoin basically remains in somewhat of an uptrend, at least in the short term, this still gives the alts quite a good platform to move up and move a little bit higher and to move with the market. Okay. I would really like to see, you know, the Bitcoin dominance, which at the minute is triple bottoming, okay, to actually start to make a move this way. I think it will be healthier for the market if we move in this direction from where we are at the minute to basically at least make a push higher, okay. We don't really want to see, I would say, for the longevity of this bull market, for this to just fall through the floor and for all coins to go absolutely bananas, okay. But that's kind of what a scenario that I am looking out for. I'm still looking for the BTC dominance and for this to take the reins at some point moving in the next few weeks or next few months would be super good. So yeah, and if we actually look at the total market cap as well, we're currently sitting at 2.4 billion. Okay, and just look out for some local resistance around here. Where we have this zone over here and over here. So if we make this little push up to about that maybe 53, 54, maybe that will coincide with that as well. So there's just things that you need to be looking out for, and the same thing for the altcoin market. We're currently just at a region where we might see a little bit of rejection, at least maybe just in the short term. For the next week or just areas to look out for. So I'd say just be careful that when BTC is at 53.5, if you're holding out on your alts and they've sort of made a bit of a run that week and you're looking to take profits, then all good. Okay, but that's basically what I'll be looking out for. Some of the majors to look out for, okay, is essentially Ethereum. You know, I'd expect Ethereum to follow a similar trajectory to Bitcoin in the coming week. Okay, and basically it's the patterns are very similar here. So we broke out from a similar kind of trend line, got this retest down here, punctured down, come up, use it as support a couple of times, and now trying to base to move a little bit higher. I would expect Ethereum to grind higher a little bit, but I'm still expecting Ethereum BTC to maybe still cool off a little bit. I think a lot of people are expecting Ethereum to kind of go bananas, and it's broken out of this little range. I still wouldn't be surprised to see ETH take a back seat, and maybe we move down into here, and we best maybe just continue range bound and just create a bigger base. Okay, Cardano showing first signs of life after about what feels like endless weeks on end, just on the downturn, down and decline. This is the best weekly candle we've seen since August. Okay, so let's see if we can get some follow through. Main trend line just to puncture up to. If we could get there, would be about you know, that 190 level, and maybe we start to just tap into this region over here. So I would expect ADA for the next week to attack this region over here as soon as we've got a little bit of momentum. Don't be surprised about that. Okay, some of the other majors that we looked at in the previous week, okay, is we said have a look at coins that basically have you know, really good technical patterns, okay, that have strong fundamentals and are pretty hot at the minute, to basically move and take to the upside. So we said last week, what do we say about Theta? We said Theta for me is one that I'll be looking out for, and we're looking out for a buy around, we're looking out for buys here because we've got strong weekly support, and we're basically looking to take this from the bottom of the range at least to the top of this range to $9. That is more than 100% move if we can get there. So Theta looking good, okay. Link also looking pretty good this week. We talked about moving from this bottom of the range, okay, and Link we've basically been moving sideways for pretty much most of the year, right? And maybe we can take this again up to about the $38 level is the next really key level of resistance that I'll be looking out for. So Link also looking good. And Uni was looking pretty similar to Theta, also very similar sort of basing pattern over here, so I like this. And remember, for a lot of these cryptos, when they have these long reaccumulation patterns, right, and they tend to break out from these sort of big trend lines that look something like this, okay, and then they break upwards, they can get very impulsive. So just look for some good entry points, like these coins that we've been speaking about. Okay, to basically swing to the upside. So they're the main ones that essentially I was looking at. One coin that I'm not so hot on, which has made an incredible move. If you are in Luna, we spoke about this a little earlier in the week. Where is it? Luna, just seeing some resistance at that $100 mark. I'm still expecting this to cool off, and basically entry points for Luna. I'm looking at about that $75 region as the first region, basically to start putting in some bids if you want to be going long on Luna. Obviously this has been going absolutely parabolic. You should not be entering here, even if you're thinking that Luna's going to $1,000. Don't be stupid. Just wait for a good entry point, okay? I expect to see a 20, 30, 40% correction in this totally healthy. We spoke about this earlier in the week. Okay, so Luna, I'm looking at it to have some resistance around this area. Like I said, we had $100, which coincidentally is also about 2,000 sats exactly, and we're just starting to break down a little bit, as you can see down here. So we've had these multiple touch points up here for Luna, okay, at 2,000. Can't quite get above this zone quite yet, so I'm looking for this to move a little bit further down, moving into the coming week. And if BTC shits the bed at all, I know it has been outperforming the market in the last week or so, but if BTC takes a dump, I would expect something like Luna to dump really, really hard. And just look out for some quick liquidations events if you are holding something like Luna, because they're the sort of coins that as they go up really quickly, they can just whip down really quickly and just have like a 20% candle just like that. So something to look out for. But yeah, that's actually what we're looking out for. Oh, and the other one I wanted to talk about was Ripple and XRP. This week actually looked pretty good. We moved and we punctured above this demand zone that we've marked out for ages. We said Ripple probably looks like one of the best ones to be trading and looks technically pretty good right now. I think XRP will have a big move to play in this next leg of the bull market. Okay, so looking at Ripple, would have been totally ideal to close, I would say, sort of in that $1 region. Maybe we get that tonight. But we've made an attempt up here. Let's see if we can get another attempt. Close, right, somewhere in this region, okay, is what I would be looking for and expecting, especially if the market looks pretty healthy moving into next week. Close in here, use this as maybe to create a little bit of support over the next week or two, and then we can take it up to this next range high around here at 135, and then ultimately start attacking this 120. We've spoken about this for a long time. We said Ripple looks really good, looks super healthy in my opinion. I like the look of Ripple, looking pretty good. And just another obscure one that most people are not really looking out at for is Icon, which is quite a dinosaur from the last bull run. This one's got like super really good you know, market structure, and like I said, like you're looking at stuff. What I like to look at is cryptos that a lot of ones as well that haven't actually pumped yet, okay, that have pretty good fundamentals and can kind of catch fire pretty quickly once they get going. But this is one of the dinosaurs that I am looking out for, where we had this was essentially the bear market. We haven't actually spoken about it on this channel that much, but we had the bear market, and then we went sideways in this accumulation zone over here, broke out of it, beautiful retest here, and now we're basically creating this uptrend over here, and we've had multiple touch points over here, looking really good for Icon. And look at this reaction over here, consolidation at this trend line for about a week or two, and now we're starting to get this move up higher, okay, and I'm expecting this to move up towards the $3 up to the $3 region and swing up to this range over here, and then eventually I'm expecting this to break out, and this would again be forming an ascending triangle if we can do that. So something that you want to be looking out for. And these moves, if you can catch them and you've got an eye for them, okay, are really nothing to scoff at. Because if you bought somewhere down here and your technical said to you, hey look, we're at support, BTC looks like it needs to turn around, you're getting a lot of these clues from the market, okay? You know, just swinging that to there is literally like 3 times your money. That's pretty much a 200% move, okay? So just some main coins to be looking out for in the next week. So let me know down below where you think price is heading moving into the next week, and any coins that you maybe have an eye on. If you want me to cover any coins, do let me know, and I'll give you an idea of where I think they might be headed in the short, medium, and long term. So if you like the video as well, please give it a thumbs up. It lets me know that you want me to see and do more of these videos, and lets the YouTube algorithm know that people should be watching this, because if you watch this, you might just learn a thing or two, and hopefully this teaches you a few things and gives you some good entry points and some good coins to be looking out for. So until the next one, peace out, catch you later.